This is Teresa. How you doing today? Today I wanted to make a different recipe for lemon bars out of my Cook's Illustrated book. I have all those lemons from my dad's tree, and I guess I'm gonna have to dehydrate some. But the favorite dessert of my daughter is lemon bars, so I thought I'd make those today and share them with you. You can line a 13 by 9 pan, or you can spray it. I intend to leave mine in the pan, so I just spray it. I don't make the foil sling and all that, but that's what the directions say to do. I'm just going to tell you the measurements as I go, but I'm going to use the food processor to make it's called a shortbread crust. And I have 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 2/3 cup of confectioner's sugar, a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and 12 tablespoons of butter chilled. And I didn't use much salt because I'm using salted butter. And I already mixed this, so I'm just going to dump this into the food processor. And you can do this by hand too, which I should have, because I really don't like to wash the food processor. I'm kind of lazy today, I think. Just dump all the butter in. It's supposed to be chilled. Okay, let me wipe my hands. Now I'm going to pulse this a few times until it's crumbly. And I'll bring you back. It looks a little bit too powdery to me. So, as usual, I'm going to do my own thing. And I'm going to add 4 more tablespoons of butter, which makes that 2 sticks. And I'll pulse this and see how this comes together. Because you're supposed to press it into the pan. And this is just way too powdery. Now let's check it. Still looks pretty powdery to me. So I'm going to add something else. Which is just about this may bake up all wrong. And if it does, I'll show you. That was about 1.5 tablespoons and half. Let's see what this does. Now, that looks like something I can press into the pan, because it's holding together a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna dump it out and I'll show you how I press this into the pan. It's supposed to be about 1/4 of an inch thick. Maybe I added too many dry ingredients, I'm not really sure. And press it a little, like about 1/2 inch up the sides. I might have got it a little too wet, but and then I'm gonna chill it for 30 minutes. This is I have to flour my hands. And my food processor is not the best one in the world. But that's okay if it's not perfect. Alright, I'm going to try to even this out, and I'm going to chill it and preheat it my oven to 350. Got my flour out, and I floured my hands in this measuring cup, and I just pressed it out, and now it's a lot more even. And now I'm going to chill it, and we're going to bake it for, let me see, we're going to chill it for 30 minutes, and we're going to bake it for 20 minutes. So I'll crust in the freezer for about 15 minutes. It's pretty firm. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes. It's probably going to take a little bit longer because I think mine's a little thicker. But I'll let you know how long the crust is baking. Let's make the filling. So I'm going to start off with 4 large eggs. I'm going to just kind of beat these up. And also calls for 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. So we just pour that in and mix that. It said you want the filling to be warm when, you want the crust to be warm when you pour the filling in. And we need 2/3 cup of lemon juice. And I have 2/3 cup. And it says 2 teaspoons of zest. Oh, it all fell on the whisk. And let me make sure. 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and I'm sure the flour is to make sure it sets properly, because you don't want the filling to be runny. And you also want the top to be dusted with powdered sugar. And you know, I know this is a lemon recipe, and some people may think I'm kind of crazy, but I'm going to add just, not even just like a drop of vanilla, just to sweeten it up just a little bit, just a drop, like 1/4 teaspoon. I just have to add it to everything I make. I don't know why, but you want to make sure you get all those little lumps of flour out. You could use your mixer if you wanted to. I just wanted to use the whisk because I've been washing dishes all day. So the filling has about, let me check it. I'm going to leave it in there for about 10 more minutes, and then we'll pour the filling in, and we're going to lower the oven to 325, and we're going to bake it for about 25 minutes. I'll show you when the crust comes out. I'll pull my crust out of the oven. I baked it for about 35 minutes because I did add that extra butter, and it is important to freeze it before you bake it or it will shrink. But it's golden around the edges, just like you want. And it's going to bake longer with the filling in. So I made sure all my lumps were out of the filling. Let's whisk it one more time. And it said you want to pour it in while it's warm. So let's pour it in. I don't know if you can see. I'm sorry if I had the wrong angle. Oh yeah, it's warm. You would think that it scrambles the eggs. Okay, I'll put that back in the oven at 325 this time for about 20 to 25 more minutes, and then I'll show you what it looks like. I baked them for 25 minutes, and now I'm going to sprinkle some powdered sugar on them now and once they cool. And they said these are best stored in the refrigerator. I'll just put a little powdered sugar in here. Try not to get it everywhere. Just sprinkle it on as much as you like. Or you don't have to sprinkle any if you don't want to. But I like it to melt in there a little bit, and then when it cools off, I sprinkle a little bit more. So when they cool, we'll do a taste test for you. They're going to be delicious. We're trying our favorite dessert lemon bars. They're a little messy.
They're really good.
They're really good. This is a new recipe.
They're still good. They're tangy, and the crust is really good.
The crust is really good, yeah. I'll put a lot of butter in it, yeah.
Yeah, and it's soft, but it's not too soft as crunch, and the powdered sugar adds some sweetness, and the lemon, makes it tangy.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe and enjoy my recipe.